Check, check, 1, 2, test, test. Hey, it's Hex Wedgie, and I've seen a couple of questions on the Convergence Mod Discord about how to give in items using Cheat Engine. So I thought I'd make this quick tutorial video, although there are plenty of tutorials available on Cheat Engine and specifically how to use it in vanilla Elden Ring, and the mod really isn't any different once you have the item IDs that you need. So first thing you're going to do is go to the Cheat Engine org website and download and install Cheat Engine if you haven't already. I like to load an Elden Ring Cheat Engine table, and the one that I prefer right now is the Elden Ring Ultimate Cheat Engine table from Nexus Mods. It's mod number 48. So download that and just unpack it and stick the table somewhere on your drive. I stick it in a temp folder on C, and you'll see it, this one here. So the next thing you want to do is fire up Elden Ring Convergence Mod. And the best thing to do, if your goal is to test out spells and weapons, the best thing to do is to start with a character class that already has some kind of staff catalyst. So in this example, I've started with the Glint Sorcerer, and as soon as I walk out of the starting fog gate, I immediately go to Round Table. And since I'm going to show how to test spells and weapons, if you look at my drop list, and my drop list is pinned in my Discord About Me profile. So on my drop list, there's a tab for spells, and it lists what the stat requirement is for each spell, what class it is, what rune that particular spell comes from, the stat required. Now the stat is going to depend on which class you are. So in this particular stat, I think that this is an int spell, so this requires an int of 64. I've sorted the spells right now from descending stat requirements. You can see that the highest stat required is 64, but because there's some split level classes and some non-split classes, so the two types of stats that you're going to be interested in are int and faith. So we need to make a character with int of 64, faith of 64, and probably arc of 32. So that's 128 and 32, 40, 70, 170. So like if you start with even a prisoner at RL1, those stats would be 10 total, so 30. So you're looking at maybe like 150 levels. So the leveling is basically the same as in vanilla. So let's say we want to go 150 levels from level 1. This is a nice little level calculator by Rory Dobson. And this says that you're going to need about 7 million runes. So we need to give ourselves about 8 million runes to play with. So that's the first thing that we're going to do. Now you're going to need to have a list of the IDs. So pinned in, let's see, where do I have this? Pinned in the Discord channel, there's one download you can get that has all the IDs for spell runes, spell and incantation runes. So these IDs, like 8300, will give you the faint rune of beasts. So we'll use that in a second to give ourselves that rune, and then that rune, when we consume it, is going to give us that list of spells. And then there's also a list for Convergence weapons. So if you want to test those out, you can grab that list of IDs, and we'll use that in a second. I'll show you how to add one of those. So the first thing that you want to do is run Cheat Engine while you've got your Elden Ring Convergence mod running. And we're just going to locate the Elden Ring executable, which is here. I'm going to select that. Let it load up, and then we're going to open our Cheat Engine table. And this takes a second. Okay. As soon as it's open, the first thing that you want to do is run this enabler script down here in the bottom. So I'm going to run that. Just click in the box. Okay, and then the next thing we're going to do, first thing we're going to do is give ourselves runes. So I'm going to click the give yourself items and runes, add runes, and amount. We're going to do 7 million. Okay, and then click Give Me Runes. Okay, so that just gave our character 7 million runes. We'll check that in a second. So the next thing we want to do is give ourselves some items. So we're going to go to this item give v2.1. And when you click in the box, and then click item give 2.1, add items individually, it'll pop up another window that'll ask what you want to give. So like if we go to weapons, and then bring up our weapon ID sheet. Let's say I want to give myself Acts of Epiphany. So I'm going to copy this ID and paste it in the ID down here. Make sure it says weapon, and then I'm going to say give. Click that. So it's just given me, back in the game, it's given me that weapon. So now I want to go to Goods and Magic, and I'm going to find a rune, a spell rune ID. Let's just use this faint rune of beast, 8300. So go back to our item give, and we're going to use 8300 and give it. Okay, and that gave us the faint rune. Okay, so now I'm going to switch over to my convergence mod, and my character will be sitting in round table, and he'll have that weapon and that faint rune. Okay, so now we're back over in the mod, and you'll see my glint sorcerer at the round table, and he's been given the Acts of Epiphany, and I'll click OK there, and given faint rune of beast. So I'll click OK there. So now I go to my inventory, use the faint rune of beasts. Oh, and also notice that I've already got 7 million runes. Okay. So now what we need to do is go ahead and level up. There's nothing that requires the full level in Arcane. So I'm just going to level up 63 int. Actually, I think the highest is 64. Yeah, 64. And then 63 here is the highest. And then 32 Arcane is the highest. Oops. Oh, so we gave ourselves way too many runes. That's okay. We could go 63 here too. It doesn't matter. No, can't go there. Okay. So that's going to be enough to test every. Oh, wait. But we need some. Let's go. You might have to give yourself more, because I forgot you're going to need more strength for some of the weapons and more dex. So let's try 2020. That'll 1818. That's good. That'll let us test a lot of things. And you can just give yourself more runes if you need to test other things that require higher stats there. I forgot about the strength and dex requirements. Okay, so I'm going to confirm that. Now the reason that I chose Glint Sorcerer is because I can buy the finger seal here at the round table. So okay. So now we're ready to test out our spells and weapons. Oh no, we need to memorize the spell. Okay. We'll grab the finger seal and then go to the crash test dummy. That's all you have to do. Pretty simple. Thanks for watching.